Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to NHL Draft Pros. In this video, we're going to do our final mock for the 2024 NHL Draft. The draft is in Vegas this year, and after that first overall pick, it is a wild guess as to who's going where, so you're going to want to stick around and watch this video. And if you want to see some scouting reports on all of these prospects, head over to NHL Draft Pros on YouTube. I have a bunch of videos on the prospects that we're going to talk about in this mock. And please subscribe and hit that like button to help the channel grow. I'd really appreciate it. And let me know what your top 5 are in the comment section below. All right, so we got the top 32 lined up right now. And first overall, well, there's no question about that. It is the San Jose Sharks we're going to be selecting. And they're going to take Macklin Celebrini. Look at this. Everyone has him ranked number 1 all the way down the board. And check out these points. 64 points in 38 games at Boston University. Pretty impressive numbers. Actually, look at the NCAA forwards that he's in company with. 1.68 points per game in his draft year, behind Jack Eichel, Adam Fantilli, ahead of Phil Kessel, Ken Johnson, Matty Beniers, and Jonathan Toews, and Tage Thompson. So not bad company. Yeah, he is the consensus number 1. And you know what? He's just a great overall player, and he's got great compete. And he did this all a year younger typically than a lot of these players at 17 years old. So Macklin Celebrini, he's going to the San Jose Sharks at number 1. All right, number 2, we got the Chicago Blackhawks, and they got another great pick. Picked up Connor Bedard last year, and now they have a choice. Now, this is where it gets interesting because there's a lot of possibilities for Chicago here. They could go with a defenseman. They could go with a centerman like Lidstrom, so you'd have Bedard and Lidstrom as your 1-2 punch. But let's spice it up a bit, and we're going to say they're going to go with Ivan Demidov. Now, this player is dynamic. Let me tell you something. 60 points in 30 games in the MHL, and that is the best numbers in a long time. Look at the list there. He's ahead of all of these players: Yurov, Kucherov, Panarin, Bushnevich, Kaprizov. So, yeah, he can bury a puck. And you know what? It would be fun to see Connor Bedard and Ivan Demidov on the ice together. That's like the tag team champions of the NHL for the next 10 years or so. So we're going to go with Ivan Demidov at number 2 to the Chicago Blackhawks. Number 3, it is the Anaheim Ducks. And so they need some defensemen, and they're going to go with the steady Artyom Levshinov, the 200-foot great skating defenseman who played at Michigan State, 35 points in 37 games, and that puts him number 2 among defensemen in the NCAA during their draft year at 0.92 points per game. Really impressive, and he can move around the ice, big body, likes to check. You know what? This would be a nice pickup. They need some right-handed D, and this is the one that they want. Artyom Levshinov at number 3 to the Anaheim Ducks. All right, moving on. Number 4, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Another nice pick for them. They got some nice young crop there. And they had picked up Adam Fantilli last year, and now they're going to solidify that center position. So check out this. Caden Lindstrom. What a 1-2 punch for Columbus. Adam Fantilli and Caden Lindstrom, wow. And he had 46 points in 32 games before getting hurt, but he's like 6'4", 6'5", 216 pounds, and he's a great skater, got some decent hands, a great shot. This is a dual, you know what, tag team champions, Bedard and Demidov. Watch out, there's Fantilli and Lidstrom that are right behind you, so that's a pretty nice pickup by Columbus at 4. All right. Number 5, the Montreal Canadiens, the Habs. Now, they probably would have liked to have had a chance at Demidov or Lidstrom. So who are they going to go with? They got some great young D, and I think they're going to go with Tage Iginla. And you can't go wrong with this pick. 84 points in 64 games. He is just a motor on the ice. He's nonstop compete. He's that guy that's going to win you games in playoffs, and he's 6 feet, 190 pounds. But check out his birth date, August. He is about 6 weeks away from being drafted in next year's draft. So he's a very young player. There might be some time for him to grow. If he can get up to like 6'1", 200, oh my Lord, what a pickup by Montreal that would be. So we got Tage Iginla at number 5 to the Habitants. All right, number 6, we got the Utah new team there. out of the NHL, the old Arizona Coyotes. So who are they going to pick up? Yep, Zeev Booyam. 50 points in 42 games. The defenseman at the University of Denver absolutely is a menace on the ice. He is the best points per game in their draft year in the NCAA as a defenseman, 1.19. Look at that. Ahead of Hughes, Werenski, McAvoy, Power. Wow. And he has some high-end hockey IQ. And this is a great pickup. Now, does Utah or Arizona, do they go with, someone like Salayev, the defenseman? They love their Russians. So, last year they have Shimashev, but I think they need someone who's a little bit more mobile, a little bit more offensively oriented, and that is Zeev Booyam at number 6 to Utah. All right, number 7, we got the Ottawa Senators, and they need some infusion of some offensive defensemen. And you know who's left? Yep, Zane Parak out of Saginaw, the Memorial Cup winners. He had 96 points in 66 games. Yes, he's a defenseman. That is unreal. And of course, he is the top point producer in their draft year, points per game, 1.45 in the last 20 years or so, ahead of Bouchard, Drysdale, Minchikov, Ekblad. Yeah, he's got some offensive tools for sure. So this would be an amazing pickup by Ottawa at number 7. And at number 8, we got the Seattle Kraken. Now, they need some defense too. And, forwards as well. But I would say that they're going to go with the next best pick here. And that is 6'7", 211-pound Anton Salayev. Yes, and he can motor on the ice. He's got some great wheels, some great maneuverability, maybe some offensive upside. It remains to be seen. He started off on fire, but kind of slowed down at the end of the season. But nevertheless, that's a nice pickup by Seattle at number 8, Anton Salayev. Number 9, we have the Calgary Flames. And who are they going to go with now? They need some forwards, need some D, but I would say they got to go with Sam Dickinson here. He is just too hard to pass up at this point. 70 points in 68 games as the defenseman for London. Had a great Memorial Cup too. And check out, this is for the entire OHL season for defensemen. He was 4th in his draft year. So yeah, you know what? He's got some offensive upside too. He's big, he's strong, he can skate, and he's got a great slap shot from the point. This is a pass here, and this is at the Memorial Cup. But you know what? What a pickup that would be by Calgary at number 9. So number 10 now, this is New Jersey, and how'd they get this pick? But anyways, they're a young, talented team. And I say, let's go with the best available player. And you can't pass up on Berkeley Cat. And check out these numbers in the dub. 116 points in 68 games. 54 goals, 62 assists. What? Yeah, that is very impressive. And in terms of points per game, he's only behind Connor Bedard and Sam Reinhart, ahead of Jarvis, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Barzal, and Point. When you got that many points, and if he's a little small, he's around 5'10", but I don't care. You got that hockey IQ and those hands. New Jersey can't pass this up. Like, that's just walk away with that pick at 10. Unreal. Number 11, the Buffalo Sabres. Now, they got a lot of players, young, stacked team. What do they do at this pick? I don't know. How about we get one of the best defensive cores in the NHL with Owen Power, Dahlin, and Byram, and then you add a player by the name of Carter Yakimchuk. Check out these numbers as a defenseman in the WHL. 71 points in 66 games, 30 goals. Yes, he can wire a puck too, and he was 5th in defensive scoring in the WHL. So, you know what? Buffalo, and he's big. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. Like, come on. They would be stacked for years to come with that core 4 defensemen. Adding Yakimchuk, yeah, they're running to the podium, and they're taking Yakimchuk at 11. Number 12, we got the Philadelphia Flyers. What are they going to do? Well, they could probably use a centerman, but you know what? You can't pass up on Beckett Seneca. Check this out. 6'2", 180 pounds. He grew like 5 inches last year, and he had 68 points in 63 games. But let me tell you something. near the end of the season, he was on fire. The playoffs too. Like, look at these hands. Look at these hands. Yeah, he's got some hands. He's big. He can move. He's got some offensive upside. He's got some slick hands. Beckett Seneca, you're a Flyers at number 12. All right, number 13, we have the Minnesota Wild. Who are they going to go with? The best goal scorer in this draft, and his name is Cole Yzerman. He had 58 goals in 57 games playing for the NTTP, the U.S. under-18 team, and he is the record holder for most goals in the NTTP, ahead of Cole Caulfield, Phil Kessel, Patrick Kane, and Will Smith. And the one thing that he does, he just scores goals, and he has the best shot in this draft, bar none. So Cole Yzerman, you're going to be a Minnesota Wild at number 13. 14, we got San Jose, their second pick of the first round here. So since they got Macklin Celebrini with the first overall pick, I think they're going to go with a defenseman, Adam Jiricek. Now, he got hurt at the World Juniors, and he played in the men's Czechia League and had 1 point in 19 games, but he is a big mobile defenseman. His brother David got drafted in the first round by Columbus. So you know what? He's got that pedigree, and I think that once he fills in, I think this is gonna be a really good pickup. I think people are underestimating Adam Jiricek. And San Jose, they got Celebrini and now Adam Jiricek as a 1-2 punch in this draft. That's not a bad pickup at all. Okay, number 15, the Detroit Red Wings. What are they going to do? Steve Yzerman, what kind of player is he looking for? Well, you know what? Constant Helenius is the exact player that Steve Yzerman typically drafts. He's got 36 points in 51 games in the league, of the top men's Finnish league, and he's been amazing at the international play. And check out this. 0.71 points per game in his draft year is behind only Barkov and Laine, ahead of Lundell, Kemmel, and Rantanen. That is not bad company at all. And I think that Steve Yzerman, this is, like I said, this is kind of his pick, and you can't go wrong with this player. He's so good, and he plays a mature 200-foot game. Konstantinis, Detroit at number 15. Number 16, we got the St. Louis Blues. What are they going to go with? They could probably use a defenseman, but I can't see them passing up Michael Brandside-Nygaard. Like, he's just so good. 6'1", 200 pounds. He's fast. He played really good at the World Juniors. So I think that you can't pass that up. He's got 18 points in 41 games in the Swiss Men's League. And this is a player that could potentially be a pretty good steal at this position, 16th overall. So I'm going to give St. Louis Brandside-Nygaard. All right, number 17, we got the Washington Capitals up next. Now, this is an interesting one as well. Their team is getting pretty old, so they could use a lot of help all over the map, and I think that they'll go with Michael Hage out of Chicago, the USHL. He had 75 points in 54 games, but let me tell you something. That's not reflective of his play. He was actually fourth in points per game, in points actually in the USHL for the entire season as a draft eligible player. That's really impressive. The second half of the season, he just went on fire, and I think that helped his draft stock. So this is a great pickup by Washington at number 17. Okay, number 18, we have the Chicago Blackhawks now. It's their second pick right now, and they picked up Demidov in the first pick. So they're going to go with a defenseman. And the next best available D is Stian Solberg, 6'2", 195 pounds. The big hitting Norwegian had 15 points in 42 games in Norway. And he made a mark at the World Championships. This is him laying out a player there, and then another player just bounces off of him. So yeah, this is a great pickup. So Chicago, they get Demidov and Solberg in the first round. Not a bad deal. All right. Vegas at 19. Now, who are they going to go with? Well, the wild card, Trevor Connolly. He's had some off-ice issues, but in terms of hockey, he's a really good player. He's mobile. He just moves around the ice the whole time. Had 78 points in 52 games in the USHL. That is actually tops in the entire league. That's not just draft-eligible players. That's all players. Had the best points and points per game in the entire league. And let me tell you something. He's got some motor, and he's got some hands, and he can shoot. But I think that Vegas would be a good fit for him. It's kind of, quiet, I guess you could say. So Connolly, He's going to Vegas at number 19. Moving on, number 20, we got the New York Islanders. What are they going to do with this pick? Well, I think they're going to take Liam Greentree, one of my favorites in this draft, and for them to land him at number 20 is unreal. He's 6'3", 200 pounds, played in Windsor, had 90 points in 64 games on a bad team, and he basically carried that team, and I've said this before. Check out his video. You'll see that he's got some amazing hands. Great shot, hockey IQ, good passer. He's just an all-around great player. And for the Islanders to land Liam Greentree at 20, wow, what a pickup that is. So now, 21, the Los Angeles Kings. What are they going to do with this pick? Well, there's a lot of options. I think that they probably need some. It'd be nice with a defenseman or even a centerman, but let's go with EJ Emery. And he has some ties. I think his dad is from California, so you know what? The young player out of the NTDP, he's 6'3", 185 pounds, right shot D, big kid, likes to take the body, good skater, and I think that this would be a great pickup for them. They need a D, and he's the next best available D on this list. So EJ Emery, you're going to LA at number 21. That's a great pickup for them. Number 22, we have the Nashville Predators. They're in line for a defenseman, but right now, slim picking. So I think they're going to go with Sasha Boyver. And he's another player that played at the USHL level, and he had 68 points in 61 games. He's 6'2", 180 pounds, and he's a center. But he is a very responsible 200-foot player. And I think that you can't pass that up for Nashville. It's a great pickup, and I think that they're going to go with Sasha Boyver at number 22. All right, 23, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're another team that needs a defenseman. They've been in need for defense for a while now, and I think they're going to go with Charlie Ellick. He's out of the WHL. He's 6'3", 200-pound right shot D, and he had 27 points in 65 games, but that's not his game. His game is muscle, roughing it up, hard to play against, likes to hit, drops the gloves. He's that kind of player, and I think that Toronto can't bypass a player like Charlie Ellick at number 23. All right, number 24, we have the Colorado Avalanche. They got, really good team overall, so I think they're going to go with Jet Luchenko. He's a centerman out of the OHL, Guelph Storm, and he had 74 points in 68 games. He's just a motor. He likes to skate around the ice, hard worker, good skater, has some offensive upside, obviously, played well at the U18s. I think that this is a great pickup for Colorado at number 24. All right, number 25, we got the Ottawa Senators again. So this is their second pick in the first round, and they picked up Zane Parekh with the 7th overall pick. So now I think they're going to go with a stellar forward, and a really good forward that's left is Igor Chernyshov. Now, he had 28 points in 22 games in the NHL. He's 6'2", 190 pounds, great skater, power forward-ish type player. I like his game a lot, and I think for him to slip to 25, Ottawa's like, yeah, let's take this player. What a pickup that would be for Ottawa at number 25, Igor Chernyshov. 26, we have the Montreal Canadiens again. And so what pick are they going to go with here? So in the first round, they picked up Tija Ginla. And I think that, they're pretty set on defensemen. So let's go with a little bit of a bigger player, Igor Surin. What a player this would be. 52 points in 42 games in the NHL. Look at this, 108 penalty minutes. Yeah, he likes to rough it up a bit. And in the playoffs, he had 23 points in 19 games. So this is a nice pickup by Montreal. You got a little bit of toughness now, hard-working forward, centerman, or right wing. They just beefed up in a big way with Yegor Surin at number 26. Okay, so now at number 27, we got the Carolina Hurricanes. And what are they going to go with? They're in need of a centerman. How about the biggest centerman in this draft? Dean Letourneau. 6'7", 209 pounds, played high school hockey, U18, AAA level, 127 points in 56 games. Not even fair. Not even fair. I say they take a chance on Dean Letourneau at number 27. He might be someone that might drop into the second round, but I think this is a great pickup by Carolina at number 27. Wow. Number 28, we have the Calgary Flames again, and they picked up Sam Dickinson in the first round, or their first pick. So how about another defenseman in the name of Leo Salin Wallenius? And he had 42 points in 43 games in the junior Swedish league. He's 6 feet, 183 pounds, and he is a mobile, smart D. I think this would be really another great pickup by Calgary. They're just loading up on their D at this point, and I think that Celine Wallenius would be a good fit for Calgary at 28. All right, number 29, we have the Dallas Stars, and they are a team that really does well in their drafts. So how about another player that could potentially be one of those players, and that is Tarek Parasak. He had 105 points in 68 games in the WHL. He's on the smaller side, 5'11", 180 pounds as a right winger, but the offensive upside is there. Now, boomer bust kind of player, but I would definitely take a chance on that. And I think if they pick up Parasak at this pick, I'm going to say that he's going to be a really good player in the future because Dallas just has a nose for picking prospects in drafts, and they are amazing at it. So, moving on to number 30, the New York Rangers. Who are they going to take with this pick? Well, I think that they're going to go with Cole Baudouin, the power forward out of the OHL. I like his play, and I think that he would fit well with the New York Rangers. They need a little power, a little grit on their team, and this goes well with them. 31 is the Anaheim Ducks again, and they went with a defenseman the first time around in Levshanov, so I think that they're going to go with a forward, and they're going to take Emil Hemming. He's another player that works really well. He's a hard worker, moves around the ice really well, so I think that they can't go wrong with Emil Hemming at number 31. And then the last pick of the draft, the Philadelphia Flyers. Who are they going to take a chance with? And I think they're going to go with Julius Miettinen. He's from Finland, but he played in the WHL, and I thought that he played really well. He's 6'3", who can skate, and he's got some offensive tools. Actually, at the end of the season, he started to pick it up pretty well. So I think they're going to take a chance on Julius Miettinen. And that is it for the top 32 for this year's draft. And like I said, if you want to see some scouting reports on some of these players, head over to NHL Draft Pros on YouTube. And that is it for tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.